Hey, good morning. My name is Sharanjit, and the research I'm speaking about today is based on the findings from my PhD dissertation titled Museums as Spaces of Belonging, Racialized Power in the Margins. The dissertation and research addresses how museums as colonial institutions can become meaningful spaces of belonging for their racialized visitors as an overall pathway to becoming anti-racist. I center the experiences of three Asian Canadian communities in BC to offer solutions to colonial museums that continue to face calls to accountability. These visitors were each interviewed in three museum spaces. The first two sites, the Nikkei National Museum and Sikh Heritage Museum, offer insight from Japanese and Sikh communities within spaces that are made to be spaces of belonging for them. And the third site, the Burnaby Village Museum, offers comparisons to a space within a very colonial museum where Chinese Canadian museum visitors experienced an exhibit acknowledging their local presence and history for the very first time. The narratives each reveal stark patterns in the affective responses to the sites, in particular around feelings of belonging and a sense of connection to museum spaces. Based on these findings, the study also offers insights on how museums must change in order to become more inclusive spaces, especially with the continuing legacies of long histories of racial exclusion and denial that shaped and still structure so many public museums. The modes of affect that each of the visitors revealed demonstrated fierce instances of belonging, where the Japanese and Sikh visitors demonstrated their firm belief that their histories are Canadian history and not adjacent to it or a token anecdote to be shared. And in the case of the Chinese Canadian visitors at the Burnaby Village Museum, they revealed the affect of future expectations that these histories would become permanent features in museum spaces as opposed to temporary ghosts. In the end, I argue that Bell Hooks' concept of the power in the margins highlights the need for racialized museum professionals, community visitors, knowledge keepers, etc., to be leaders in the evolving museum world. Thank you.